Hey everybody, and welcome to Hexiled Gaming. I'm Scott, and I've got a match of Star Wars Unlimited Twin Suns for you here on Tabletop Simulator. This match between OKTERNAL, Gaiman, XODAR, and DESHUGA. First up, DESHUGA playing a Dengar. When you play an upgrade on a unit, you may deal 1 damage to that unit. Probably going to use Jabba the Hutt's ability to put a temporary bounty out there and trigger Dengar's ability. XODAR is next. Plays a Gamorrean Retainer. When there's another green unit, that will become a Sentinel unit. It is not right now. Gaiman spending 2 on Kuil, our first Restore card. Restore seems to be pretty important here. Being able to heal your base with Rey, with Kuil, with Vigilance. There's at least one copy, well, only one copy of Vigilance in Gaiman's deck. But being able to heal your deck, or your base, very important in a game where the person with the least amount of damage on their base wins. Got a Grey Squadron Y-Wing down for OKTERNAL, who is running double Han. So lots of discounts there. Blast counter chosen by Gaiman, gonna ping each base for 1. Initiative goes to OKTERNAL. Bounty Hunter Quarry puts a damage on Kuil thanks to Dengar. And then Bossk ability puts another damage onto Kuil. So that was Dengar plus Bossk. And Bounty Hunter's Quarry, search the top 5 cards of your deck, or 10 cards instead if this unit is unique. Kuil is unique for a unit that costs 3 or less, and play it for free. So that would be a pretty good one to collect for DESHUGA. Now, in deck building, for me, I was like, oh, I don't want to do anything like bounties or upgrades, because with 3 opponents, the likelihood that you will be able to collect on that, or that your unit will stick around to be upgraded, just seems so not likely. And with 3 opponents, if you're placing bounties, they could be collecting the bounties that you put out there. So it seems dangerous, but we'll see how DESHUGA manages it. All right. Initiative is OKTERNAL's, so they'll start us off. Got a Grey Squadron Y-Wing on the field, double Han. Wait. How's Kuil hitting, or how's the Y-Wing hitting Kuil? Okay. Sorry. So, Grey Squadron Y-Wing hits the base of Gaiman, and then puts the 2 damage from the Y-Wing ability on DESHUGA. And DESHUGA opted to take that damage on base. Bossk does a damage to Kuil with his ability, collects the bounty, draws the cards, and gets to place something costing 3 resources or less for free. Now, one of the things about deck building in Twin Suns is you only have 1 of each card. So you have 50 cards, and they're all unique. There are no copies in that deck. So the likelihood of drawing any one thing is pretty low. Colonel Yularen is played for free. That's going to give DESHUGA a Restore 1. And then whenever they play a green unit, they'll be able to restore or heal. And yeah, I think players are noticing the danger that DESHUGA poses to them. So DESHUGA currently has the majority of the base damage at 5. Everybody else has just 1. Alliance X-Wing out for Gaiman. So over to OKTERNAL. Got 3 resources, spends them for a resupply, getting to 4. DESHUGA. Admiral Ozzel. As an action, you can play an Imperial unit from your hand, paying its cost. It enters play ready. Each opponent may ready a unit. DESHUGA saying they're going to use Ozzel's ability to ready up everybody's units. That's awfully nice of them. Super Laser Tech. We haven't seen a whole lot of ramping in the few games of Twin Suns we've had on this stream. But there is a Super Laser Tech. So the Gamorrean Retainer is a Sentinel now because there's another green unit. Dengar. Oh, so we had the plan counter taken by OKTERNAL. Where's initiative at this moment? Sabine ping, putting a damage on all the bases. All right, and DESHUGA took blast. So initiative claimed by XODAR. We saw the Sabine ping. We saw DESHUGA claim the blast counter, pinging everybody else's base for 1. So 3, 3, 3, and 6. XODAR will be starting us off. They might send their Super Laser Tech into something. Is there anything in the ground arena? There's like a Ozzel or Yularen. Getting rid of Yularen could stop some restore on DESHUGA's base, but since they're so far ahead, doubled everybody else's base damage, maybe stopping them from healing isn't the best thing to do. We are at 5 resources, so who could we see come out? We could see Young Han deploy, Sabine could deploy, Kylo Ren could deploy. Oh, sorry. 5 resources for OKTERNAL because they used resupply. Everybody else is at 4. Got Red 3 out for Gaiman, giving the other heroic units Raid 1. OKTERNAL. 1 damage to DESHUGA's base, and then putting the 2 damage somewhere on Gaiman's side. They can put it on their base, or on one of their units. Red 3 could live on 1 health, but you have things like Vader and Bossk, which can do single damage pings, so maybe that's not something they're willing to do. That Alliance X-Wing does have an experience, so it's got 4 health. I mean, Salacious Crumb out for DESHUGA, and that could be a great restore unit. It's going to come down, and when played, heal 1 damage from your base. Then also, Yularen is going to heal 1. And it looks like XODAR starts to notice that that could be a problem. Puts 2 damage on Yularen from the Super Laser Tech. Gets some ramp. So Yularen's on 1. We could see Vader ping that for the final damage. Gaiman. 4 damage into OKTERNAL's base. from the Alliance X-Wing with the experience on it. So over to Octernal. They're going to use Han's ability to put a card from their hand into the resources. So now they're up to 6, which means Han Solo could deploy this turn. And they haven't spent any of their resources yet, so they could have a big 7 play. Those things like the U-Wing reinforcements and the big Hans that you rely on in a normal Han Audacious Smuggler deck aren't as reliable now. You just can't reliably draw into them when there's only one copy of each. But we'll see, they may have some other plan. Ooh, Octernal deploys Han. Jabba puts a bounty on Han. Uh-oh, what does that mean? They've only got 3 resources left for DESHUGA. Do they have a way of removing Han Solo? Or did they... Maybe they just have like a Hunter of the Haxian Brood. Something that would come out shielded if there's a bounty on the board. Ooh, Salacious Crumb bounces. Oh no, sorry. Salacious Crumb was taken out. My bad. Ozzel gets Vambrace Flamethrower. +1/+1. You may deal 3 damage divided as you choose among enemy ground units. So hits for 3 and then deals 3. Yeah. Sabine hits you, Lauren, and then deals 1 damage to each enemy base. Alright, Octernal. Still hasn't spent those big resources. We did see Han attack and get a temporary resource. We see General Riken for 6. When played, choose a friendly unit. If it has Sentinel, give an experience token to it. Otherwise, it gains Sentinel, so it gains Sentinel. It was not already one. But on attack, you can give Sentinel or give Sentinel units experience. Looks like Ozzel hits Sabine. On attack, you may deal 3 damage divided as you choose among enemy ground units, so puts 3 on Han. And so Sabine is undeployed. He's put back in base. Yeah, that's Vambrace Flamethrower, allowing you to split damage among any enemy units. Pretty good. Plan counter taken by Gaiman. Going to draw 1 and then put 1 on the bottom of the deck. Octernal claims initiative. All right. Looks like that's the end of the round. Damage lead right now, Octernal. Well, Octernal has the most damage. The person leading currently would have the least amount of damage, which is XODAR up top. 4, 6, 7, and 11. Pretty far apart on the damage values at the moment. Octernal's going to be starting us off as a Han Solo on the field. They might want to attack with it before it gets taken out so that they can get their temporary resource. They just had to defeat 2, so they're at 6. We're at 5 for the rest of the players. So we could see Bossk deploy this round. Han Solo hits XODAR's base for 4. Gets that temporary resource. DESHUGA. Ozil figuring out where that Vambrace should go. How much health is left on Han? 1. So no matter where Ozil attacks, he should be able to hit that flamethrower into Han. 2, 3 damage base. Could hit Ozil with a 3 and 3. That wouldn't take him out. He's got 7 health. So the person with the least amount of damage on base would be Gaiman. That would be the obvious choice for an Ozil attack. But decides to go for a Sentinel unit. Emperor's Royal Guard. Ozil is an official. So Royal Guard does get Sentinel. TIE Fighter hits red 3, 4, 2. So Gaiman has 2 units in space, the Alliance X-Wing and red 3, and it looks like red 3 is going to be a target for XODAR. Has 2 health left because of the experience. So Alliance X-Wing with experience. 2 base experience and raid 1. 4 damage into DESHUGA's base, who's now tied with OKTERNAL. General Riken hits Gaiman's base for 5, and then gives himself the Sentinel for this round. That will not protect Han from a Vambrace. Yeah, we're going to see Jabba put that temporary bounty on Han. You are not safe, sir. Puts it on red 3 and says, please, someone take out that unit. But they would collect on the bounty, right? Not DESHUGA. Black Sun Sentinel, Black Sun Starfighter even, is a Sentinel in space for XODAR. Ooh, 3 more damage to DESHUGA's base, so look at that. Oh, there's even more. 4 damage? 11, 11, 15, and 8. We've got a leader in XODAR. Gray Squadron Y-Wing does 1 to Black Sun Starfighter. And then Gaiman is assigned the Y-Wing 2 damage. So the Alliance X-Wing takes 2. DESHUGA. Does have Bossk ability, could put a damage on Red 3. Who's alive on 1 health. Phase 3 Dark Trooper out for XODAR. Sentinel unit in the ground arena. Okay. Looks like Gaiman spending 2. Gets out a Green Squadron A-Wing. Uh-oh. Home 1 on the field. Uses Young Han to get it out at a discount. Oof, boy, those 2 together. Comes out with a with 2 damage and pulls a Gray Squadron Y-Wing out of the discard. DESHUGA. Admiral Ozil, 3 to base, and then finishes off Han Solo with the Van Brace flamethrower. XODAR goes for the blast, pinging all the opposing bases for a single damage. Boy, there is a clear leader right now. XODAR on 8. Does have 2 Sentinels out there, so a little bit harder for these players to get through and ping base. We've not seen Kylo deploy yet. Only 2 cards left in XODAR's hands, so not a bad time if they wanted to come out. Looks like Young Han deploys. So does Bossk. I believe there is a temporary resource on Red 3 at the moment. Don't know how Bossk would collect on that. There's 2 resources left for DESHUGA. XODAR's already passed for this round. Gaiman puts entrenched on Bossk. Is now a +3/+3, but can't attack base. Phase 3 Dark Trooper. Where are you going, bud? Bossk hits Riken. Yeah, 7 attack power with entrenched. And then restore 1. Ah, yes. From home 1 when Han attacked. So Gaiman claims initiative. Still, yeah, still big lead for XODAR. It's 3 away from their closest opponent, which is OKTERNAL. But things get pretty wacky towards the end of the game, especially when Rey comes out and starts restoring. We do know that somewhere in that 50 cards for Gaiman is a Vigilance, so they can take the lead pretty quickly if they get the right cards. DESHUGA does have a Sentinel out now, so that could protect them a little bit from this aggression from the other players. But Home 1's out. Hits for 7 and restores 2. Does only have 5 hit points left. Could Gaiman take that out? The Green Squadron A-Wing is a 1 plus Raid 3 plus the experience. So yeah, a hit from the Green Squadron A-Wing on Home 1 could do it. Open fire, takes out Bossk. All right. Yeah, looks like Gaiman was worried about double bounty collection from Bossk, and especially if you were using some sort of base healing bounty and collecting it twice. That could have put DESHUGA in the lead pretty quickly. So OKTERNAL. Seeing the Black Sun Starfighter, Sentinel. So hits the Black Sun Starfighter. That should finish it off. And then 2 damage is decided to be put on the base. From the Y-Wing on attack ability. Oh no, DESHUGA, sorry, Gaiman puts it on the A-Wing. Okay. So does, yeah, there we go. So still leading is XODAR at 8. And there was Restore 1 on that Y-Wing attack because of Home 1. Vader deploys. How far are we from a Jabba deploy? Still 1 away from that. So Vader's on attack ability. Where do you want that to go? You could take out Ozil with it, I think. Alliance X-Wing. Interesting. It gets Home 1 down to 1 health left. So it's vulnerable to things like Vader. But I think the Green Squadron A-Wing could have done 5 damage, right? 1 plus Raid 1 plus Raid 2 plus Raid 3 would have done 5 damage instead of the 4 from the Alliance X-Wing. Timely Intervention, Poe Dameron. Poe hits Vader for 6. And then discards a Millennium Falcon to do 2 more to Vader. So Vader's gone. And Poe lives on 1. All right, over to DESHUGA. Ozzel. Gonna hit XODAR's base while it is wide open for 3. Then the Vambrace Flamethrower gonna put young Han back in base. So we had a leader in XODAR, but now it looks like OKTERNAL is taking the lead. Star Viper out for XODAR. That's a potential source of restore for you if you have initiative when you attack. A-Wing is removed. A-Wing attacks into Home 1 and removes it. I wonder if Gaiman was relying on Vader to finish off Home 1 and was trying to protect that A-Wing. OKTERNAL takes initiative. Yep. Royal Guard, 3 damage into OKTERNAL's base. That's going to put XODAR back in the lead. Still pretty close here. 11, 12, 15, and 16. XODAR using Blast puts a damage on the other 3 bases. Gaiman. Red 3 into base. 4 damage. I am your father. Deals 7 damage to Poe. Rey deploys. DESHUGA takes the plan counter, draws 1, puts 1 back. Jedi lightsaber on Rey is now a 5-9. Maybe look at OKTERNAL's base, who's on 13. Jedi lightsaber does give the defender -2, -2. Maybe wants to get rid of Ozzel, because that Vambrace Flamethrower is no joke. And you got to go through the Sentinel to get to Ozzel. And DESHUGA trying to reason with Gaiman. You sure you don't want to hit one of these lower health bases? Maybe keep OKTERNAL in check? And look at that, just like that. The Restore 3 from Rey is huge. cannot give experience to Rey because they don't have the they have 5 attack power. Could they do raid 3? Oh, yeah, we forgot Red 3 giving raid 1 to Rey. $13, $15, $17, $19. Woo! Getting close. Only 11 hit points left on OKTERNAL's base. And you can see how things change so quick in this mode. DESHUGA had the most damage on their base for the longest time, but now that has changed to OKTERNAL, who briefly had the lead. And XODAR, who was in the lead, is right in the middle now. Ooh, Millennium Falcon is smuggled... No, is played from hand and gains ambush. Takes out Red 3. Ozil hitting Gaiman's base for 3 and putting 3 damage on Rey from that Vambrace flamethrower. XODAR! Force choke on Rey. So Gaiman figuring out what they want to do with Rey. Could be her last swing. There is a Royal Guard in DESHUGA's ground arena. Everybody else is pretty open. Maybe you target who you think the biggest competition's going to be. Right now, the lowest base damage would be XODAR. Is there any reason to try and push one person to that 30 health or damage threshold? You know, just go all in on OKTERNAL now. Now it goes for XODAR. And that's 2 + 3, 5. And then restore. Oh, here comes Spark of Rebellion. Gonna take a look at Gaiman's hand. Village Protectors, Moisture Farmer, Concord Dawn Interceptors. Gets rid of the Concord Dawn Interceptors. Does not want a Sentinel in space. Now, Spark of Rebellion says look at an opponent's hand and discard a card from it. Would that mean that only OKTERNAL would see Gaiman's hand and not everybody else? Potentially, because there are cards that say reveal, and that would, I would imagine, mean reveal to everyone. Looks like Consortium Star Viper hitting base for 3. I think that was Gaiman's base. Village Protectors, a shielded Sentinel unit out for Gaiman. OKTERNAL takes initiative. DESHUGA. Puts 1 damage on Rey from Bossk's ability. Looks like Jabba put a bounty out. Bossk collected on that bounty. So now DESHUGA's next card would be one less. Kylo deploys. How many cards do we see in hand? 2 for XODAR. Oh no! Maul ambushes Kylo. Oh, poor XODAR had waited so long. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so Maul comes out for 6 instead of 7 because of the bounty. Gaiman claims the blast counter. So everybody's taken 1, and that's putting XODAR up to 24. 6 health remains on that base. So Gaiman and OKTERNAL are out for this round. DESHUGA and XODAR are still in. Emperor's Royal Guard, 3 damage to OKTERNAL. Wondering if there's any way that DESHUGA could have ended the game here. They could have gotten XODAR to 27, but they may not have a way to follow that up. They're asking if you have to take a counter if you can. Take initiative action. Player takes his action. They take control of the counter. A player cannot take more than 1 counter. Just seeing if anything said they have to take a counter if it's available. I don't see anything that says that. Anyway, I think we're on to the next one. Ooh. We saw Maul capture a unit. And Traitorous, the Consortium Star Viper, takes it away from XODAR. Crate Dragon out for XODAR. It's all happening here in the final round. When an opponent plays a card, you may deal damage equal to that card's cost to their base or a ground unit they control. So that's going to make things expensive. Millennium Falcon for OKTERNAL. Attacks for 5. Would be 1 away from taking out XODAR's base. Would need some sort of shoot first, snapshot, something. Moisture Farmer. Exerts and restores 2. So a decent lead for Gaiman at the moment. Oh, it was Jabba deploying that captured. I gotcha. A little late. L3. Smuggles for 4. Comes out shielded. Ah, and smuggled for 4, but the cost of the card is still 2. So 2 damage from Crate Dragon. To their base or ground unit. So it's either L3, Infest Nest, or the base. You could take the shield off L3. I mean, might as well just hit base, right? Interesting. Oh, L3. When played, you may rescue a captured card. If you don't, give a shield token to this unit. So, was considering rescuing whatever Maul captured. I don't know that you would take control of it, though. XODAR takes initiative, has spent all their resources, has deployed all their leaders. So just gonna sit back and hope that that the Crate Dragon protects them. We'll see if they come to regret putting the 2 damage on L3 instead of onto base. So Gaiman uses Ray ability to put an experience to on the Moisture Farmer. Millennium Falcon 5 damage to DESHUGA's base. Jabba 2 damage to Gaiman's base, bringing him up to 21. I really thought this was going to be the last turn. It still could be. I'm starting to think that if you're going to hit someone's base, you want to do it at the very end of the turn, if possible, so that other players don't have a chance to respond, because the game does continue until the end of the phase, this action phase. Ozil attacks and puts 3 damage on the Crate Dragon. It is up to 7. We're down to 7 health. I'm not sure. They're saying you can't pass. Okay. Action phase. Players may take one of the following actions during each of their turns. Play a card, attack with a unit, use an action ability, or take an available counter. So you cannot pass, according to this. Okay. Good to know. Certainly helps speed things along. So current leader is Gaiman on 21. 2 damage away from OKTERNAL and DESHUGA. And then in last, but only by 1 point of damage, is XODAR. He's got that Crate Dragon out there, which is changing a lot of the a lot of the strategies here. Gaiman takes the blast. So now within 5 damage is XODAR. And I think it looks like Maul has not attacked. So Star Viper does 3 damage to Gaiman. Seven damage to Gaiman's base. So that should end it. So that will end it. DESHUGA will heal 5. And XODAR is saying, I didn't get to play my overwhelming barrage. And it looks like everybody else has passed. So there's no opportunity to try and change the lead. It looks like DESHUGA will win this one. Congratulations, DESHUGA. And thank you to XODAR and Gaiman and OKTERNAL. Thank you all for watching. That'll do it for this one. Until next time, this is Scott from Hexile Gaming, signing off.